With Season 3 of Outer Banks concluding in a way that saw Season 4 be set up with it looking as though the group were going to be setting off to get Blackbeard's treasure that's been lost in the middle of the ocean, prior to the 18-month time gap where we saw that all 6 individuals in the group were in relationships, we had John B and Sarah still together, Pope and Cleo admitting that they had feelings for each other, and JJ and Key were finally together after a lot of will they, won't they occurring on screen. So I thought it would be worth taking a look and giving my theories and predictions to what their involvement will be in the next season of the show, whilst also predicting if they will still be together. So let's get into it. Here is will JJ and Kiara be together in Outer Banks Season 4. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. Despite Season 3 of the show not being marked as an outright love story and actually being more of an adventure which focused around the locating of the golden city called El Dorado, we witnessed a lot of personal relationships develop and the group stay together, split up, and then all get back together again at the end. One relationship that was particularly interesting to watch develop was the one that existed between JJ and Kiara. We'd seen a couple of encounters earlier on in the episode where we saw that they were prepared to go above and beyond for one another, but it was once they returned to the OBX that we saw that the way that they were behaving around each other wasn't quite like what it was like on Pokelandia, and prior to that. It was clear to see that Kiara had true feelings for JJ early on when she told him that she loved him and that she was trying to be there for him as much as she possibly could be. And at this point it was also clear to see that JJ did too, but he just wasn't prepared to admit it out loud. However, we saw that by returning to the OBX that it made JJ realize just how alone he was. It also shone a light on the fact that he had no family and how his life as a Pogue was so different to how Key was raised as a Coug. That paired up with the judgment that he was constantly facing from Kiara's family by calling him a thief and looking down on him. It was no surprise that his mental state wasn't in the best condition that it could have possibly been in. As the season went on, we saw that JJ eventually rescued Key from a behavioral therapy camp that her parents sent her to, and he broke her out. It was in this moment where we saw that they embraced each other with true emotion for the first time, and JJ responded to Kiara and said that he actually loved her too, something we'd never heard him say to her, thus rounding off their romantic arc and allowing them to be together for the first time. So, does this mean that in Season 4 they will be together? Well, at the end of Season 3, it was 18 months later when they were all standing on stage in front of everybody being praised for them discovering the lost golden city of El Dorado. As they were all walking off into the distance, we saw that John B and Sarah were holding hands, Pope and Cleo had their arms interlocked, but we saw that JJ and Key weren't holding hands or connected in any way. This doesn't necessarily mean that they won't be together, but it was an interesting choice that the creators of the show decided that these two characters were going to be the ones that weren't going to have been interlocked in any way at all. When it comes to the story of the next season, I don't think that all 3 of the couples will be together by the end of Season 4. John B and Sarah have had their turbulent times, but they've shown that they are able to get through it, even with Sarah cheating on him. And also, the fact that they're the main characters makes me think that they'll also stay together. Cleo and Pope seem to have a relationship that I feel is quite organic and has developed naturally over the course of the season, where we saw Cleo being there for Pope when he truly needed her. But I feel with JJ and Key, despite the fact that it's been a long time coming, I feel as though they will be the couple that we'll see break up in the next season. I think whilst it does seem as though there's genuine care for each other, and I believe it is there, I think their differences and JJ's unpredictable nature will be something that proves to be too much for the relationship. I think they will still care for one another and be there for each other, but I believe they'll come to the realization that they work better together as really good friends, rather than being together in a romantic way. It'll be interesting to see if they do stay together, if they can put their backgrounds and differences aside in order to have a successful relationship, but if they do decide to only be friends, I think they will still get on. I just find it hard to believe that all of them will be together by the end of the next season. One couple will surely need to not be together for the dynamic of the group to be balanced out a bit better, and in my mind, that one is JJ and Key. So, there you have it. Will JJ and Kiara be together in Outer Banks Season 4? If you want to see more videos such as endings explained, theories and predictions, and character breakdowns, then click on the I button. Or alternatively, you can head over to my channel where you'll find them all. If you'd like to give me a show or movie that you'd like me to review, then head over to my Twitter @brainpilot_, and tweet me what show or movie you'd like me to review next. And finally, if you'd like to see what I rate the latest movies that don't quite make the cut to getting a dedicated video, then head over to my Letterboxd profile. It's where I rate the latest releases in real time. Do you think they'll still be together in Season 4? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.